Hi, this is Ryan Higgins from the Comic Conspiracy Podcast, and I just wanted to let you know that you can help support us every month at patreon.com/comicconspiracy if you would like to. For as little as $1 a month, you can get some cool bonus content, including Bryce Larson's occasional Bryce Briefly episodes. We all know we need more Bryce Larson in our life, so don't forget to check that out. Again, Comic Conspiracy. I'm sorry. Hey. Patreon.com/comicconspiracy. Maybe I'll edit that out. Maybe I won't. We'll see. If you're one of our high-tier backers, we'd like to thank these guys before at the end of every episode, except now we're going to do this before this particular episode because it's a little plug. This is not rehearsed at all. I'm just doing this off the cuff.
Yeah, you are.
I am doing this off the cuff.
Going, am I supposed to talk during this?
You can if you want to, Brock. That's fine. That's fine. But we have to thank our good friend Albert Soy. He's got that app plant everywhere on iTunes. Julian Titus has the Nerds Without Pants podcast at pixelbit.com, who should be joining us on the podcast next week. Ryan Hess has
that's our special 300.
It is. Ryan Hess has the Preach podcast at soundcloud.com/Preach podcast. I can talk. No, Jody Lawson has Canon the Triad Comics Anthology at triadcomicstudio.com, as well as we also want to thank Manoa Place, Sam Che, Talon Bray, and Craig Anderson. Thank you guys very much for your support. Beginning of every month, we like to thank our big list listeners, which will be next week. And if you want to be on that list, go to patreon.com/Comic Conspiracy, and you can donate, again, as little as $1 a month, and help support this podcast. Thank you very much. Hello and welcome to the Comic Conspiracy Podcast, episode 299 for the week of February 28th, 2017. I think I was really loud at the beginning of the podcast. I may have to edit that down just a tad.
What, are you trying to be Bryce?
No, I didn't mean to be quite that loud, but it kind of maxed out the recording file, and I was like, oh, hey, a little louder.
I just think it's great that you actually remember the number because we discussed it before recording.
It's $2.99, $3.99 if you come with a digital bonus code. Yeah. So add that extra $1 on if you want.
We're drawing the line on
this. We draw the line at $2.99. Except next episode will be 300. So there you go. Yeah. My name is Ryan Higgins, who's with me this week.
Brock Sager and some crickets.
Yeah. Toby is on his way? Question mark?
Okay, you have like a huge Riddler question mark. ...
question mark? Toby is going to be
so
here?
So this is a two-man show? Like a classic show?
No, because Toby in theory is supposed to be here. So Bryce is off for some crap. Charlie's got work crap. Jim's back east. Everyone's gone. So it's just me and Brock for right now, but
I'm a little disappointed in one of our listeners, Trip, who came out here and didn't plan on being on the show.
He could swing by. You never know.
Yeah, this is true.
You never know. Trip was on once.
I know. I'm saying he should come by
forever
again.
ago. Yeah.
2 years ago.
Yeah, I don't remember how long. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. Yeah. But he didn't plan very well.
That's all right. It happens. There's a little child dancing outside. That's cool. So we have a bunch of stuff to talk about. I'm going to save this Nightwing movie stuff for Toby when he gets here because I'm sure he's going to want to talk about it. So
if he ever gets here.
He'll get here. But we have all sorts of cool comic stuff to talk about first.
You're hoping.
It's fine. We have comic book stuff to talk about first. Let's talk about that.
Comic book stuff. Okay.
Hey, Brock.
Oh, shit.
Did you like The Incredible Hulk?
The current version or Bruce Banner?
Did you just like Incredible Hulk?
I like Bruce Banner Hulk.
Do you like Wolverine?
I like Logan Wolverine, yes.
Do you like Wolverine, the character Wolverine? Starring in Old Man Logan coming up movie. Logan starts this week. Yeah. What if you were to take your two favorite things, Hulk and Wolverine, and smash them together? I'd be like,
are you writing a what if comic book?
Would you like Hulkverine?
Are we writing a what if comic book?
I have no idea, but Alex Alonso, one of the head guys at Marvel, posted a picture of the Incredible Hulk sitting in a Bacta tank or something from Star Wars, and he's got 3 Wolverine claws. So get ready for Hulkverine. All new, all different Hulkverine. Incredible, amazing, uncanny Hulk. Wolver Hulk.
Just stop, right? I mean, is this Hydra? I mean, is this the guys in green and yellow suits running around?
Hulkvergwen?
Don't even start because we'll get a Gwen Hulkverine.
Hulkverpool?
We'll get a Gwen. We'll get a Gwen Hulkverine.
Amazing Hulkverpool. There's Toby. We're talking about Incredible Hulkverine. we don't want Incredible Hulkverine, but we're going to talk about this Nightwing movie any minute now. We only miss a couple of minutes, don't worry. I just didn't know when you're going to get here, so we decided to start.
Someone could answer his iChat, whatever it's called on your end.
I don't use iChat.
Whatever it's called on your end.
We were having a nice conversation with the people at the liquor store at the front of the complex, which is unfortunately closing down at the end of this next month, March.
It's very unfortunate.
We have nowhere to get... Sorry, Bryce has nowhere to get incredibly drunk before the podcast.
Well, no, he'll just drive over to the bar across the street, down a few shots, and
too.
come over here.
The liquor store across the street's closing, not the bar.
Wow.
Although apparently someone was just killed there the other night, so...
Oh, excellent.
Again?
Yeah, again. That's what I was told.
Jesus Christ.
100 bullets, Sunnybell style.
Don't know.
Yeah, this is a great advertisement for people to come visit us.
Yeah, if you like liquor, you're not going to be able to get it anymore around here. So
Well, we just need Indicator to send us some new good stuff.
Bryce will start supplying his home brew, I'm sure. But yes, there's a Hulkverine coming because that's what we need to fix the Marvel.
If it was a what if comic, I'd be like, okay, cool.
That's what we need to fix the Marvel Universe. Now, another company, the distinguished competition, if you will, DC, released a cool little teaser as well of a certain speedster returning in the page of Flash 22 as part of the Batman Flash button crossover. That's all the rage on the internet these days.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
Little Jay Garrick action.
Oh, nice.
On the front cover. We don't really have we don't know what the lenticular version is. We only have like kind of the part of the cover. He's bursting through what appears to be a recreation of Flash Comics #1, his first appearance. Except on the side where they have the little dots of the other characters. You know, like the old comics, they would have like starring, blah,
yeah,
blah,
they would
blah.
have a little like silhouettes, like
just a little character
little,
heads.
the headshot.
You can clearly make out on the bottom it says Red Robin, who's one of the missing characters. So with the Superman, what's that Superman? Is it Superman Returns?
No, Superman Reborn.
Superman Reborn, yeah, the one that comes out this week. That's tying into the origin of Mr. Oz, this character, Dr. Oz. Mr. Oz, this character that's been in the background of the Superman comic, stealing away heroes and villains. We have the potential return of Jay Garrick. I mean, we don't know to what degree. Yeah. They just showed part of the cover. But yeah, Jay.
Well, speaking of...
And that's the JSA. Jay Garrick's part of the JSA, so...
Yeah, well, speaking of Superman and Superman Reborn, the last issue, the issue of Action Comics that came out last week... got you all tingly and excited for potential.
Last week?
Yeah, the Action Comics from last week. You ruined everything.
Oh, well, I don't think that was last week, was it?
Yeah, it was last week.
That issue was last week?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I just read it today. So.
Okay. Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. But obviously the JSA has been a huge missing part of both New 52 and Rebirth. The classic JSA, not the Earth 2 stuff. And we've been led to believe by the Rebirth special and other things that the JSA will be returning. The Justice Society of America will be returning in some form. Jay Garrick being one of the founding characters of that book. It sounds like he's going to be coming back within this Flash Batman crossover. So fingers crossed. I love the JSA. I love Jay Garrick. I really want to see where they're going to what they do with him, especially being a very prominent character on the Flash TV show the last couple of years. It's awkward to not have them in the comic as well. Yeah. So very, very happy.
And when is the Watchmen thing supposed to be? Kind of. We don't know. Next year.
I mean, they said 2 years.
So they're doing a long build up to that.
Yeah. The Flash and Arrow, the Flash and Batman crossover is kind of the 1 year mark. That comes out end of April, beginning of May. Yeah. And when was Rebirth? Last week of May, I believe.
Yeah, I think that sounds about right.
So it's just shy of 1 year. And I have a feeling this is going to be like the big event book. We know there's a Batman book. Snyder and Capullo are doing something else. There was in the back of Detective, they promoted Dark Days. Is that what it was called?
I haven't read that one yet.
It was 950. They let me grab it. Hold on. It's right here.
Was it 950?
Yeah, they I believe it's called Dark Days. Yeah, Dark Days. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Where Tim Drake, before his death, is approaching Batman, and he's like, "You're not just building random friendships; you're preparing for a war." Mm-hmm. And this was an untold story of right before Tim dies. So, spoiler. Right, he doesn't die.
You already said he was taken.
Yeah, he's kidnapped by Mr. Oz. So before they think he dies. Mm-hmm. So yeah, this Dark Days is obviously some sort of Batman coming up. I don't know if that's the Snyder Capullo story or not. We don't know. But this Flash Batman crossover, I believe, is kind of the big event. We have the Superman in Action crossover this month. Mm-hmm. Batman and Flash April and May. So then past that, maybe back to this Batman one. We don't know. Mm-hmm. But let me grab that Action Comics issue real quick because that's right next to this.
We are totally prepared for this episode. Just so everyone knows.
For some reason, I didn't think it was this last issue.
Yeah, it was. It's the last panel.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, you did? Oh, you know what? Okay. No, you're sorry. You're right. All right, you read this. For some reason, I thought it was a few issues back. So occasionally I can figure this stuff out. Sometimes I don't.
Normally you are pretty. You hit it okay with some of the things that come out.
Yeah, I usually have a pretty good eye, especially for the DC stuff, and especially for the DC stuff that I really like. It was pointed out to me today, though, that this last issue of Action Comics number 974, which came out, this was past week, right? Mm-hmm. I don't want to spoil everything because, if you don't know what's going on in Action, there is another Clark Kent running around.
Yes.
Right?
There is a apparently depowered, normal Clark Kent running around.
Yeah, and he's been kind of going up against Lois and seeing Jonathan and working at the Daily Planet. So all this stuff is, the mystery of who is this guy, right?
Yes.
And I don't know how it didn't dawn on me when I read this.
I don't know either, because when you told me, I was like, wait, you didn't figure that out?
I didn't. So the last 2 pages of this book, so again, a little spoilers for a recent issue of Action. We don't know for sure, but it is a high probability.
Okay, seriously, if it's not, it is a huge wasted opportunity.
So something happens, and Clark, this Clark Kent, remembers everything. He says, "I remember all of it. You've ruined my life, ruined everything. Well, if it's fun you want, it's fun you'll get." The reason that's important is, and again, man, talk about when I miss something, I miss something. I don't know how I didn't realize this. That ruined everything line. That is a near direct quote, especially with the font and the way it's laid on the panel, of Superboy Prime from Infinite Crisis in that issue where he kills, gloriously slaughters 100 useless characters, rips Risk's arm off. If you look at that, and that'll be the panel, that'll be the image for this episode.
Not to do a Superboy Prime for
that'll
this.
Be the episode for this image of him ripping Risk's arm off, and he's like, "You."
It wasn't one. He ripped them both off.
He's like, "You ruined everything." Clark Kent might be Superboy Prime, and if that's the case, holy crap. Superboy Prime is one of my absolute favorite characters.
I hate Superboy Prime.
Everyone hates him. You're supposed to hate him. You're supposed to hate Superboy Prime. That's why he's amazing.
Which is why I don't understand why you like him at all.
Okay. For a little backstory for people that don't know, Superboy Prime's character was created during the original Crisis on Infinite Earths. He was a kid named... his name is just Clark Kent, right?
Yeah.
He was Clark Kent from Earth, our Earth, human Earth, this Earth that we exist in right now. He figured out that he had superpowers like Superman, and during Crisis on Infinite Earths, he was actually taken by Superman, the comic book Superman, and brought to fight
Earth 1.
Brought to fight against everyone in Crisis. So he was actually one of the people that were everyone believed died during Crisis, along with the Earth 2 Superman and Lois Lane, and the Earth 3, I believe, Lex Luthor, the good Lex Luthor. But if you're in Infinite Crisis, you discover these characters are actually killed, that Superboy Prime That's what his name was. He's from Earth Prime. Superboy Prime was actually stuck in this pocket dimension for while the entirety of this new world was created. And when the superheroes start coming up, he's able to kind of watch, and everything starts going bad. Azrael comes out, Superman gets killed, Hal Jordan goes crazy, and he goes fucking nuts. And he basically comes out and he's like, "You've ruined everything. This is not the way it's supposed to be. You're supposed to be like the comic books. You're supposed to be, he." And over the course of a few stories within Green Lantern, Jeff Johns turns him from this sadistic, psychotic kid to basically an internet troll. When we find him back on Earth, he's like on he's on the DC message boards.
That was in the Adventures comics,
right? That's where his
Blackest Night.
That's where he kind of wraps up his story. He's back on Earth, and he's
well. The thing is he's back on Earth. He has no powers, and he's reading all the comic books.
Yeah,
and it's this. He's just basically angry.
Right. He's an angry internet nerd.
He's the epitome of the people that are like, that's not my Superman from 1950. Like, that's not my. He's the epitome of every person that's like, nope, the Hal Jordan right now is not my Hal Jordan.
Yep. And it's fucking incredible. If this is true, and if I didn't even think about this, oh man, it is. Yeah, it's totally Superboy Prime. It makes so much sense that he's grown up, right? Superboy Prime grown up. He's now the same age as Superman, and especially in the later books, they did age him a little bit. By the end of Blackest Night,
because when he was in Crisis on Infinite Earths, he was like
a teenager.
Young, yeah.
He is a little bit older within the Sinestro Corps and the Green Lantern stuff. So.
And he's popped up a couple of times since that Blackest Night stuff. I know he was in. He wasn't in
Blackest Night, right?
He was in
Sinestro Corps.
No, in Blackest Night, he was in the Adventure comics.
Right, he was an Adventure.
That was where that's where he's trapped.
And he goes,
and he's starting to go batshit crazy because all the comics are changed.
Right.
And he doesn't like it. But no, he was in Titans, Teen Titans, towards the end of that 100-issue run. He popped up. He popped up again somewhere.
Yeah, but
he's always been kind of not there. But if they've somehow pulled Superboy Prime to the current Rebirth universe, I mean, and maybe it's something that happened in Convergence. Maybe it's like something that we haven't paid attention to, or it's something that happened with what's
we don't know.
Watchmen.
I mean, we've never seen him. So yeah, I have no idea. We've never seen Superboy Prime in any situation. So as part of New 52 or Rebirth. So. As far as I know, this could be his comeback. People believe it's Mixoplex or Mixpidolix, if you watch Supergirl. I always say Mixoplex. People say the TV versions say Mixpidolix, but I've always heard Mixoplex. I don't know. Anyway, that imp from the fifth dimension.
You mean Roz or Raish?
Yeah, Roz and Raish. Yeah, exactly.
Batman's got one. Superman has to have one.
Yeah. Anyway, Superboy Prime, greatest character ever created.
No, you need to just die.
#love. What else we got to talk about here? We have a few other things.
Well, I wanted to know, how are the pre-orders going for the button stuff?
Very good. Sold a lot. A lot. We still have some. Comicsconspiracy.biz. You can pre-order those 4 lenticular covers for the Flash Batman crossover. Or you can get all 12 covers, including the standard and the international covers. If you want international shipping, because we have had a lot of requests, we're recommending getting a mail forwarder because the amount of ship. I've heard Australia apparently is not getting these, so I've got a lot of requests from Australia. The problem is shipping to Australia is outrageously expensive. So if you use a mail forwarder or right, they can bulk ship.
Yeah, they're bulk
in and out of countries.
They're bulk shipping in and out of countries, so you're paying
less.
You're paying less, but
less than I'd charge you.
Yeah, it goes in a chunk, but you're not paying as much.
Yeah, it'll way cheaper, and they can get it to you. So I ship to them, they ship to you. So look into that if you're interested in that. If we're gonna move to some, TV movie stuff here before we get to some questions. I'm not familiar with either of these shows. I haven't seen them. Maybe you guys have. Heart of Dixie. Anyone seen Heart of Dixie? Toby?
Yes.
Do you know Cress Williams?
Yes.
Okay, he's playing Black Lightning.
I know.
On the now CW Black Lightning TV show.
I know.
Is he good? You excited? That cool? We'll see.
He was not my choice, but
Okay.
you know.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really see it, but you know,
Yeah.
they chose him for a reason, so maybe there's something I don't know.
Yeah. I just don't know. Man, we are TV'd out at this point. The fact that we're getting a Black Lightning show, the fact that we're getting an Inhumans show, which we'll see if that replaces Shield or not.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it'll replace it, but maybe somehow Shield gets another season, although I find that highly unlikely. Boy, there's a lot of shows.
I do want the Black Lightning show. I was kind of surprised when he got cast, but hey, good for him. I mean,
Yeah, is he younger? Because I don't know the actor. Black Lightning is usually portrayed a little older,
yeah,
so
maybe he's there now.
I don't know.
In Heart of Dixie, he played a retired football player that's the mayor of the town.
Okay.
Yeah, but he was a younger dude.
Yeah,
he was not older, and the main character lived at his house or on his property.
Okay.
Yeah. Which is another show where all the CW films, or CW shows, are being filmed. Like,
Same lot.
yeah, this damn town, Dawson's Creek, fucking Ghost Whisperer, all the same fucking town.
We a friend of ours works at the Warner Brothers lot, so we get to spend a bunch of time on the lot, walking around and everything. And he pointed out all the shows that they filmed there. And now whenever we watch a show, we look at it, we're like, oh, that was totally filmed in the Warner Brothers lot. Like, everything looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
All Supergirl, like, you can
Well, in my
always
mind,
tell.
those three shows, they're just the same universe.
What's
They're
that?
just the Dawson, fucking Heart of Dixie, and Ghost Whisperer. They're in the same fucking town. Shit just happens in different time or different corners of the town.
Well, so is Gilmore Girls, because it's the same town.
Is it?
Yeah.
My sister watched that. I never, never.
It's on the CW lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm asking you. They filmed those on the CW lot.
Well, I don't know. It's just the same fucking town. That's all I know. I don't
sorry.
know.
I misunderstood. Yeah.
I just know it's the same town.
Yeah.
Or the same fake town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's a lot of that. Well, I know, like, they film a bunch of stuff at
No,
the
actually,
Universal.
I think it is because I watched a little bit when my sister was watching it. I'm like, it's the same fucking town.
It's got that same corner store, the center square. They filmed tons of stuff there.
Yeah.
So,
well, they got a lot for their investment back then.
Because Liam watches Shameless.
Yeah.
They filmed that there, too.
Oh, really?
And it's like, you look at the two shows, like, how different could they be? But it's like, no, there it is. You can tell it's the same setup and everything. Because they could tear up and make it look like anything, but it's always going to have that same layout.
Yeah.
Stuff like Lois and Clark was filmed there, a bunch of shows. So. Brock,
Terry Hatcher's coming to Supergirl.
Yeah. I've kind of stayed spoiler free. I don't know who she's playing. I don't know what's going on with that.
She's playing Lois Lane. No kidding.
I guess Lois has been on the show. Yeah, they just had Clark. Brock, I know you watch Hell on Wheels. You watch that? Doesn't seem like your type of show.
The cowboy one, right?
The railroad.
I haven't seen it yet.
Anson Mount has been cast as Black Bolt. So we have Black Lightning and Black Bolt both getting cast.
No, I think look wise, it's great. He's not going to have many lines, so
they're going to have like an internal like dialogue.
They're going to have some thing where it's like, oh, his thing or telepath. There's an inhuman telepath or something.
What's the bar? The quiet room. They'll have him in there the whole time and just he could just talk whenever he's in there and it won't matter.
Yeah, because it negates his. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I mean, Anson has been great in Hell on Wheels. I just have to watch the last season of it. So, but I really enjoyed that show. So.
Yeah. I'm familiar with these actors, but they're humans with skin, so I'm sure they'll be fine.
I'm more intrigued to watch it now that he's actually Black Bolt.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. All these shows, I'll give a couple episodes to. I don't want to say it because I shouldn't say it. But now that we're a few episodes into some of these shows we've talked about prior, two of them specifically that we talked about the first episode, Riverdale as well as Powerless. Now that we're 4 or 5 episodes into these shows, I'll touch on them briefly. If you guys have anything to add, feel free. Riverdale, surprisingly caught my interest as that show went on. It is a very intriguing show. It's weird. It's really weird. But I think that pilot was just it had a lot of characters to set up, and the dialogue was a little like it just wasn't clicking with me. I liked it, but it's just something about it just didn't grab me. Now that we're a few in, I think it's actually pretty good. It's pretty intriguing. If you like that type of murder mystery, just real quirky characters. Again, I'm not going to say Twin Peaks because it's not really like that. A lot of people made that comparison.
There's a teeny popper version of The Killing.
Sure, you've said that. I don't know The Killing, but
I totally think it is. It's
very quirky and
teeny popper version of The Killing.
Okay,
it's like take Archie and a teenage setting and mix it with The Killing.
Yeah. But it is good. Do you like it? I mean, are you?
I'm still watching it. Yeah. Jughead's definitely my favorite.
Yeah,
we're like the same two since the beginning are still the two I'm watching it for.
Yeah,
the fact that he lived at the movie theater gets extra points for Jughead.
Cheryl Blossom is kind of one of my favorite characters because she's the worst person on earth. But of
course you would like that.
But no, she is like this person is so bad, but like where is she going with this? You know, like this whole plot of her brother being killed, he wasn't killed, he died later. But it's like, I'm curious what her role in this is because she's such a terrible person. But she's such like, I'm trying to. It's just a weird character. Whereas I find
there's more to it eventually.
Yeah, Archie, Betty, Veronica, they're pretty much.
They're doing Veronica really well.
No, she's really good.
Yeah.
No, I don't think there's a bad actor on the show. I actually like their portrayal of pretty much everyone. Yeah. But yeah, Jughead is clearly the most interesting character.
Skeet Ulrich showed up. I kind of like that.
Yeah, it's weird. Powerless, though. I had a few things to say about the first few episodes, and I'm willing to give a comedy a few episodes to kind of figure themselves out. And I don't know if they just switched up the order or what. But the last couple episodes have actually been kind of funny. There's been a few moments that caught me that I caught myself laughing with. There was an Aquaman episode. You sure? Are you not staring at the wall going, this is a DC show, I must love it. This is a DC show, I must love it. This is a DC show, I must love it.
Honestly,
no. I'm trying to be as natural as I can watching this show. And I felt the first few episodes...
Green Lantern.
Well, first of all, they get Major, right, from iZombie. He's on the last episode with the Riddler, where he's playing one of the henchmen. Here was my problem. My problem with Powerless is I thought it was going to be a little too Big Bang Theory, where it was, we say Dungeons and Dragons, and you laugh, because that's a joke, right? And I got a little bit of that in the first episode. And the second episode I thought was awful. Like they had no budget for the second episode. Like nothing happened. Second episode was terrible. But the third and the fourth, it did actually feel like they were not making fun of themselves as much, and they were kind of trying to live in this world a little bit. And it's just the situations were humorous. So I felt the comedy was a little more natural. And there's so much goofy stuff in comic books. You can make fun of this stuff forever. But I didn't feel like they were making fun of it as much in the few I saw. Now, maybe they canned a few duds and threw out some better episodes. I don't know. Or maybe they just kind of figure out their writing style after 2 episodes. But if you watch the first and passed on it, jump in an episode. Again, they're so standalone. You could just watch anything. It's not like you really have to. If you watch iZombie, though, Major, he's in this last episode with the Riddler. Or 2 ago, I guess.
He actually plays the same character?
No. He's just the same actor. Wow. But he plays one of the Riddler's henchmen. And she's dating a henchman, and it was pretty funny. Like it is growing on me a little bit, so I'm willing to.
So you're telling us you've
keep
always wanted to know what it was like to date a henchman?
No, I don't. But the jokes in the episode were funny enough for me to keep watching. So
Vanessa's still on the show, right?
Yeah, she
all right,
is.
then
I
may try again.
You wouldn't up watching just the first one?
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah. That was it.
Skip the second one entirely. The second one was just bad.
Right, we'll see.
Watch the Aquaman episode.
We'll see.
It's called Sinking Day, I believe.
Yeah, we'll see.
And then dating a henchman or something.
Okay.
There was a couple good jokes in it.
All right.
So,
we'll see.
Yeah. I feel like it picked up a bit. All right, let's move on to movie. We got two big movie things to talk about here quick, and then we'll do some questions. War of the Planet of the Apes director Matt Reeves, although this has been the rumor, finally signed on to direct and produce the Batman solo movie starring Oscar award-winning brother of what's his face that won the Oscar? What's Ben Affleck's brother's name?
Casey Affleck.
Casey Affleck. There you go. So yeah, Ben Affleck is going to be starring in that Batman solo movie.
We
finally
already knew that.
No, but like
Wait,
the movie.
Casey Affleck is
Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck.
what the fuck?
Casey Affleck just won the Oscar. So
Who cares?
no, so this Batman movie is now happening. Much more officially now with Jeff Johns and Ben Affleck co-writing and Matt Reeves directing and producing. And the Planet of the Apes movies have been awesome. So good pedigree. I've loved both of them so far.
I think I've only seen the first one.
The second one's really good. The second one's probably better than the first one, actually.
I disagree. They're awesome.
Equally cool. They're both.
Well, the first one
they're
didn't feel like a Planet of the Apes movie.
No,
It felt like a movie.
Yeah, they're good in different ways.
Yeah.
The second one's much more like an action movie. But,
More like a Planet of the Apes feel too.
Sure. But really, really good. But I think the big news of the week, movie-wise, and we'll have a lot to say about Logan next week. When's Logan? Logan's this Friday, right?
Yeah, when you buy your Switch.
Oh, yeah, we'll talk about that. Well, I'm going Sunday to see Logan. You guys can try to see it this weekend, too, I'm assuming?
If I can, yeah.
Okay. We'll have a big Logan talk next week. For episode 300, should have the whole cast here.
Now you're making me have to watch it. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll find some time.
Yeah, we'll find a couple hours. Toby, you're going.
I don't know when. I don't know how that's going to be possible. Because if I'm going to the Switch midnight release for you, that's Thursday night.
Yeah.
Friday there's a concert in Santa Cruz, and I have to go set up the toy
You could
show.
go to like a 7 p.m. show on Thursday or something before Switch.
Yeah, they're doing the
We're doing Friday morning. We're going. Actually, have either of you been to? Did I ask you this? Have you been
Yes,
to the?
we talked about it. I haven't.
Did we?
Yes.
The Great Mall, the Cinemark XD theater.
No.
I haven't been to it, but I know it's there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you told me about it.
Yeah, I'm curious. This will be our first time going, so we're going to go see this and
Beauty and the
Yeah.
Beast.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be more like the IMAX theaters and less the standard theaters. But it's got
I
the
seriously don't know when it's going to happen. I got Saturday toy show, Sunday toy show.
Monday night after.
I don't know. We'll see. Yeah.
You're the one that doesn't need to sleep.
Yeah. I don't see it happen. I don't know. We'll see. Schedule's a bit full these days.
Well, we'll talk about it next week either way, I'm sure. Unless I'm the only one that has seen it, and in that case, maybe we'll push it off a week. But the plan is to talk about Logan next week. Yeah. But the big movie news this week for superhero stuff is apparently Chris McKay, director of the Lego Movie, who wasn't at one point he talked about directing The Flash. Wasn't he in talks to do The Flash?
I don't know.
He's going to be directing a Nightwing movie.
As long as it's not the fucking Robin in the Lego Batman movie that has no pants on, I'm on!
Like, that is nuts. Out of nowhere, they're like, and we're making a Nightwing movie.
Sweet. My birthday came early.
Are we getting Bloodhaven?
I don't know. All right. I don't know if this is something that they want to tease in Batman, maybe bring Dick Grayson in, and then immediately have a movie.
They've already teased it. Like, they've already teased some of that stuff in Batman v Superman.
Well, we don't know which Robin it is, though.
Yeah, they have the costume.
That's
but
Jason Todd. You know it is.
Well, probably. Yeah, so this is...
It is.
They already brought up Bloodhaven in that movie, too.
Yeah.
As much as happy I am for this, personally, just because my birthday kind of came early with this, with all the properties DC could concentrate on, why the hell did we get, like, a Suicide Squad movie and Nightwing movie? Like, why wasn't Wonder Woman #1, Superman and Batman and, maybe an Aquaman and Flash first? It's bizarre.
Well, they're different. They're different budgets.
No, I'm all for it. I'm like, fuck yeah, I get my Nightwing movie.
But yeah, we got Superman, we got Batman, and now we're getting Wonder Woman. I mean, they're the first three movies. Batman v Superman's a Batman movie. Just full stop. It's a Batman movie. Yeah,
no, it's just interesting.
It's the Batman movie that brought that Superman.
Suicide Squad was like out of the nowhere. Like,
it's Jeff Johns' favorite comic of all time. He pushes the Squad on everything. And it deserves to be. It's a great concept. And Harley's one of the most popular characters I mean,
I'm fucking stoked, though. Don't get me wrong. I'm stoked. It's just
that Oscar-winning Suicide Squad?
I'm just surprised by some of the choices DC's been doing. I mean, like Marvel is very straightforward. It's like fucking Captain America, Iron Man. It's our big guns.
Well, the thing is I think that at the peak for Marvel, because Marvel's still doing very well, but like at their peak, they still had those Guardians of the Galaxy. They had Ant-Man. They have Doctor Strange. Like they're starting to.
You mean the most recent movie that came out?
Yeah, well,
I mean, they're still their peak hasn't dropped. They're still peaking. I mean, every movie is as successful as the previous or more. I mean, Marvel did Iron Man, Hulk, Cap, Thor, Iron Man 2, Avengers. Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that the order?
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Probably. I didn't listen to you right now.
Iron Man, Hulk, Cap, Thor.
Yeah.
Iron Man 2.
Or no. Thor, Cap. Thor, Iron Man 2, Cap, Avengers. I can't remember the fucking order. But because
Thor was out first.
Yeah, because didn't Cap lead didn't Cap lead like kind of into Avengers?
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the order in which they came out. Well, anyway, and then DC's had Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Justice League. Suicide Squad.
Sure.
Put in there. So, I mean...
Wait, does it mean we're going to get our Nightwing movie in like 5 years from now after like the Cyborg and Flash movie?
That Cyborg movie's so unlikely.
Yeah, but I'm kind of joking here.
Flash is going to happen. I mean, if they're pushing this already, they don't have anything announced for those other movies. Yeah. I'm assuming we're going to get Batman, and then Nightwing will just come right after it.
That'd be cool.
So that could be 20...
That'd be cool.
What's Batman?
I want the movie poster, and I want fucking whatever we get promo-wise. It's all mine.
Christmas 2018 for Batman, summer 2019 for Nightwing. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how fast they're going to push this out.
Fuck, I'm going to be old by then. That's not good.
That's like 2 years from now. It's
I'm going to be old in 2 years.
We're already old.
No. In 2 years I will be. Right now I'm not.
Okay. Well, very excited for that. And Lego Movie's great. And
yeah. So you know how Rafi is scoring all the fucking cool Wonder Woman shit for now.
Our friend Raphael, who is a gigantic Wonder Woman fan. Yes.
Yeah. So come Nightwing, it's all mine.
Okay.
Yes, we know. You're calling dibs. We got it.
On Dick.
He's calling dibs on Dick. Yes.
Yeah. I'm just happy that it's going to be a Nightwing movie because Nightwing movie means we're one step closer to a Teen Titans movie or a Titans movie. Oh yeah,
that'd be
need
cool.
that Titans. But yeah, I hope DC again. I think they can have movies like Batman v Superman and Batman that are probably going to be a little more on the darker side. You can have Teen Titans and Flash and Cyborg that are maybe a little more on the lighter side. I like that they're kind of mixing it up. Marvel, as I've complained about numerous times in the last couple of years, they just keep going for that same formula, the same comedy, and I want something different. Doctor Strange really should have been that dark movie, and I can't believe they didn't do it. It just really was not what I wanted out of a Doctor Strange movie. But what are you going to do?
It only made a few $1,000,000.
And make quite a lot of money. They all tend to. We have a ton of questions here. We're going to get to some of those guys now. And you guys reading anything, watching anything you want to talk about before we move on to this?
I mean, the Iditarod starts in...
I went to this special event with a guy...
Stop.
What?
Talk about the goddamn fucking Iditarod again.
It's that time of year.
No,
you can do your fucking bullshit baseball.
Let's talk about Let's talk about the Nintendo Switch. All right, here we go. This Sunday,
I had a special date with a special guy. His name is Ryan Higgins.
Are you guys going to take about 10 minutes for this?
No, we're going to be like 30 minutes for this.
If you want to hear me and Toby talk all about our adventures with the Nintendo Switch, listen to the Geekbox episode that went up today at geekbox.net.
Did it actually go up?
Yeah, Ryan put it up already. Yeah. If you can hear us talk all about the Nintendo Switch, which will be
fucking cool.
Sorry, comic books.
I'm getting mine on Thursday, Ryan Higgins.
I'm getting it on technically Friday, but I'll be in line on Thursday.
We'll see.
We'll see if Best Buy actually ships yours on time.
Target? You mean Target?
Is it Target?
Yeah, since Best Buy didn't bother processing my order.
Why are these all shipping Thursday? There's no way they're coming Thursday. I will be so mad
what it says.
If people actually get them Thursday. That's why I did the
shipping date actually says between now and Thursday, so it's a possibility to get it tomorrow.
Oh my god, that's why I did the in-store pickup so I could get it at midnight. Get it first.
Yeah.
If you asshole shippers get it before me midday Thursday. I'm going to be so mad.
Sent you a nice little picture.
Oh my God, I'm going to be so mad.
My guess is the package is just going to hop up to San Francisco, party for a couple of days.
I
come back
yeah,
down.
they'll
Because
get
Well, I
that's
told
what
you. I
apparently
mean,
happened
it's
on
not
Loot Crate
my
2
fault.
months
I mean,
ago.
fucking Best Buy doesn't bother like processing my shit. It's like I never ordered it. It could be that like come midnight, Best Buy calls me, go, "Hey, you're fucking in and pick up your shit." I'm like, it's not in my history.
It's super weird.
Yeah.
All right, from Mitchell, we got a question
Hey,
here.
Mitch.
He asks, what's your favorite Wolverine fight in the movies or comics? Favorite Wolverine fight?
It's called a Logan trailer. All right, thanks. Move on.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the classic's going to be going back to the John Byrne Claremont X-Men, where he just in the sewer one by one taking out the what are those guys for? They were with the Hellfire Club. Yeah, those guys with the mask. I forget what their names are. But yeah, I mean that's a classic issue. That's such a good issue. But I feel like I don't know. Not good Wolverine fights.
The stuff in the actual Old Man Logan was good.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's the question is there a fastball special in it? Is there not a fastball special?
All right, it's the same stuff. I haven't read a Wolverine comic where I'm like, that fight scene was amazing. It's always just kind of the same. There was actually a cool one in Old Man Logan, this current Old Man Logan series, part of the last Ronin arc that I thought was pretty neat, but that's more to do with Andrea Sorrentino, the artist, and I think less to do with the actual fight. Corey asks, any favorite slice of life comics? Slice of life being Toby Comics, a little more.
Oh yeah, but mine are all old, so I don't have any new ones to recommend.
Just kind of day in the life of comics. This is not a slice of life comic in any stretch of the imagination, but it's probably the closest thing that I can come to, and that's Stray Bullets, which was a independent comic now published by Image. I always liked that book, and what's so weird about it, it's sort of slice of life because you have so many different stories of different characters being told kind of through this one. It's not an anthology, just through this one kind of filter, I guess. And these stories sometimes parallel each other. It's in the past, it's in the present, it's in the far distant future. But it is such an interesting title. I can't recommend the newer stuff. I tried. I couldn't really get into it. But there is an omnibus that collects all the original work by Dave Lapham, and I really like that stuff. And some of it's a crime book at the end of the day. But it made as close to that slice of life style as I probably get. I can't think of too. I don't really like a lot of these comics, or know them for that matter.
For me, I guess the closest for me for slice of life would be Kill or Be Killed.
Yeah, it's the same sort of thing. It's not really a slice of life.
Like I don't really have anything I'm reading that's
What do you like, Toby? Even if it's old.
The Liberty of the Meadows don't really count because there's a bunch of crazy animals running in there.
That's more like comedy.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Giant Days is slice of life.
Yeah, Giant Days. Yeah.
A lot of the mangas I was reading, cough the guy that's saying, don't recommend your old manga again. Sorry, those are all slice of life. I mean, the Bakuman, the GTO, there's plenty more.
He didn't ask for new, he just asked for favorite. So.
Yeah, Slam Dunk is slice of life. It's a glorified basketball comic, but
it's a sports manga,
but no, it's actually, if you read the comic, it's actually a very slice of life kind of comic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton. I just can't remember them all right now, but I actually quite like them.
Yeah.
Isn't was that Stranger in Paradise a big one?
Kinda. I never really got into
I never read it,
Paradise.
but no, I'm just kind of looking at it on the shelf over there. I don't know if it is.
I read, I think, the first trade of it.
There's a German graphic novel called Joe, was about cancer, which I really loved. It was an amazing book, but it's totally about normal life, just dealing with shit. Yeah, I mean, there's a ton, but
go back to Day Tripper if we're picking stuff that's just slice of life.
A slice of death.
Yeah, this is yeah.
There's all the Gene Yang stuff, which I feel they're more slice of life, even though he has extracurricular stuff inside the stories. But
American Born Chinese.
But the bottom line though is very slice of life kind of stories.
Yeah, it's. I live life, so a little out of my wheelhouse. I never really got into like really slice of life comics. I don't know, just never really been my thing. I don't. Not that I don't like them. I just don't really.
And the new Archie by Mark Waid is slice of life shit.
Yeah, sure.
It's very John Hughesy.
Yeah, totally. I'd agree. Question for
So
Tyler.
I had a new one.
Yeah.
I had a fucking new one.
No, I think the Archie stuff. The Archie stuff is as close as I think you're going to get.
Yeah.
To what something it's going to hit a more mainstream audience.
I think so.
Tyler says, "What do you guys think or want to see happen when Infinity War Part 2 ends?" Which is the supposed to be kind of the last Marvel movie.
Yeah, so it's the end. We'll never get a Marvel movie again.
Well, he says, I think the Infinity Gauntlet will be used by Disney to recast all the actors for Cap, Thor, and Iron Man and just continue making those movies.
Yep.
Probably.
I was going to say, he's probably dead on.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, honestly, and this isn't me saying this because I hate Marvel movies or anything like that. They should, like the X-Men movies, take a couple of years off.
Yeah.
And come back and redo it. You know, there's nothing wrong with taking 3 or 4 years off, letting those characters sit for a bit. You don't have to redo Origins. Just let them sit and then come back. Because, man, we're at the point now where there's 3 to 5 Marvel movies a year. That's a fucking lot of movies. Mm-hmm. They're going to burn through their big cast, their big actors, the big characters. They already are, right?
Hugh Jackman's supposedly done.
Oh, Hugh Jackman's done. Yeah, we need to talk about this. But Patrick Stewart's done.
Unless he's put on unless he's going to be in the Avengers.
No, Patrick Stewart's done. Hugh Jackman's done. I'm assuming Ian McKellen's done. I think maybe even the First Class guys are done. I have no idea what they're going to do for another X-Men movie.
No, what's his name? Teased something. The guy that played the young Professor X.
Yeah,
I think he teased something a little bit ago.
James McAvoy and what's the other guy's name? I'm terrible at these guys' names. I don't remember.
I'm looking through previews while we're recording, and I got to this page of 4 figures, and they're all like one of my favorites. Fucking A.
Nightwing, Supergirl, Damian, and Jonathan Kent.
Yeah.
Yep. That's
fucking A.
Great figures.
I thought I was done with toys, man. What the fuck?
They're good figures.
Like, I thought I was done, and you're like, you know what? We're just going to put all your fucking favorites on one page.
Yeah. The page before screws me over.
That's all Brock.
Yeah,
Harley
you got, like, way too many Harley statues, so you don't count, man.
Samurai Godzilla asks...
So that's... No, hold on. That means that... DC, can you at least do some more Nightwing statues, please?
Oh, they will. Samurai Godzilla asks, did you guys hear that Russell Crowe might be playing Cable? And your thoughts? Yeah and no. I highly doubt that.
No.
I mean, maybe, sure, but it's just random internet rumors. I highly doubt it. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say.
There's no.
Grumble on Twitter asks, any recent manga recommendations? And Toby, you can't say GTO. Yes, my manga recommendations are go listen to the Manga Machinations podcast.
Oh, yeah, they're actually kind of on top of this shit. Yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
I have to admit to myself, I don't read manga or watch anime anymore. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah. Did you see my reply?
Yeah.
Read my reply.
Yeah. I did. Oh, your reply here?
Yeah, read my reply. It's fucking genius. I got the greatest hashtag next to Bryce. No,
been out of the manga game too long.
Hashtag.
Except you pronounce it. Now you spelled it right, did you? Manga. Yeah, you spelled it right. Sorry, I thought you misspelled it.
What the fuck?
I love it, and I just have no time for it, and I'm so far out of the loop.
Well, some of the new stuff just never caught my attention like the old stuff did.
Yeah.
So either I'm a grumpy old fart that goes, here, in my day, my shit was better.
Well, like, what have I watched this year, or like this past 12 months for anime? I watched Lupin the Third.
Nice.
I watched the Sailor Moon R movie in the movie theater with Leanne.
Yeah.
I watched Castle Cagliostro for the Manga Machinations podcast.
Yeah.
I watched Sailor Moon R because we went to the theater, and I watched something else that was like 20 years old, right? Like some new thing, but it was like 20 years old. Yeah. And like, that's it. Like, that's all I've watched. Like, I just don't watch anime anymore. Like, it just doesn't happen. I wish I could. In manga, like, forget it.
Well,
I'm
it's
just
also
so
like
out of
a lot
it.
of the stuff is, I feel like it's been rehashed with older stuff. So when you just remember the old stuff and the new, then you kind of don't feel it.
I mean, everyone went crazy for Attack on Titan. I watched a dozen episodes. I was bored.
No, it's not even that. I couldn't get into that one. It was just not my thing.
It did nothing for me.
I tried the
One Punch Man. Everyone loves One Punch Man now.
I never got into that either. And I tried the My Hero Academia.
Yeah.
So it's funny because people tell me, "Oh, you'll love it because you like American comics," but it's almost like it hit home too. Like I don't want to watch anime because it's similar like the American shit. I like it because it's completely different.
Yuri on Ice was the big thing last season. I don't even know what the big thing this season is. So.
Not my kind of cup of tea.
Yeah, just way out of my wheelhouse.
Yeah, I still want to watch the one about the fucking the school, the music school one. The one that the Cowboy Bebop and
sure.
Yeah. They had a music school one. I really want to see that one.
Yeah.
So listen to Manga Machinations.
Yes. Star Fox and Dr.
They actually covered old stuff too. They
new and old. Yep.
They're doing a good job.
They do a ton of good stuff every week. Brandon asks one of the most difficult questions, especially for a late 80s and 90s kid like myself, and all of us that write comics. Would you guys rather live in a world where Dan Jurgens never wrote Superman or where Chuck Dixon never wrote Batman? Well, technically, Chuck Dixon did like all the Bat family stuff. I don't think he ever really wrote the Batman book.
Well, it's an easy question for me.
And Dan Jurgens did all the Death of Superman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, for you, it's
Chuck Dixon for life.
Yeah.
Don't you have that tattooed on your ass? Dixon's
coming back to do a 12-issue Bane series for
Excellent.
DC.
Yep. Fucking Dixon is a god.
Man. That's a tough question. Because I love that Superman stuff, but Dixon absolutely killed on those Batman family books in the 90s. Just killed. That's tough.
Because this is the thing is like it's one of those things where you can't remove it because it's such an integral part of where we've gotten today with the creative talent that we have today.
I met Dan Jurgens. I actually met him at a signing when they did Superman, the Adventure 500, the white cover one. Yeah, I think maybe I still have my son copy. I got to go with Dan Jurgens because I think Dixon I can't see the Bat family. I could see Death of Superman without Dan Jurgens. I could see those books without him. Yeah. I cannot see the Bat family without Chuck Dixon. Birds of Prey, Catwoman, Robin, those were all under his watch. And in Nightwing, they were just...
Azrael came out of that.
Azrael was Denny O'Neil.
That was like before it.
Yeah, okay, it was all around the same time. Yeah, he didn't do Nightwing. Or, sorry, he didn't do Azrael. But, Oof. Do you like Dan Jurgens, though?
Well, Dan Jurgens, I think the thing with Superman is whenever I've seen like documentaries on like Death of Superman and when it happened, it seemed like a real team effort at the time.
Yeah.
Like Dan Jurgens was...
Well, it was back and forth between all the creators.
Yeah, but like Dan Jurgens was the forefront, but it seemed like it was a big, huge like group effort at the time.
Yeah.
So.
Jackie asks, and this is for you, Toby. And I don't know how much you've actually paid attention to this, but maybe you have. He says, any favorite hip-hop covers, particularly one where both the homage and the book itself align perfectly as opposed to just good albums getting attached, or he says dope albums.
The only reason
getting attached to crappy books.
Well, the only reason why I have one pick for this is because I if I knew it existed, I totally wanted it, and I have to hunt it down on eBay or something right now. You never got it. Is the Hawkeye cover, which was Take on Blazing Arrows, Black Alicious from the Bay Area cover. So that's my absolute favorite.
From the more recent Hawkeye?
Yeah, it's the girl Hawkeye, and it's the album's Blazing Arrows by Black Alicious, a fellow, local guy. That's fantastic. So, nice. Yeah, I love that album. I love... Well, people say I would love the new Hawkeye book because it's very much like Veronica more. So, we'll check it out. But yeah, Black Alicious is one of my favorite, Gift of Gab, one of my favorite MCs. They're part of the Quantum MC group, which is, one of my favorite labels in the Bay Area, which, is more information you'll ever hear about hip-hop than you need to know. But no, I would absolutely get that Hawkeye cover eventually.
Cool.
Which is probably not what people expected, but that's the one I wanted.
Well, that's what they were asking.
Yeah.
Dollar Bang asks, do you guys play any comic-related TV shows or movie in the store? No. Television's very distracting to both myself and to customers. During sales...
You have never seen Charlie work here, have you?
Charlie watches a lot like anime and stuff.
He multitasks when he's ringing up customers, talking to people, chatting online, watching anime, reading fucking 5 books at the same time.
Yeah.
And somehow he's watching the store stuff.
All right. Yeah, I can barely read.
Yeah.
period. Just
the only time the TV is turned on is when we have sales.
Yeah.
When BlizzCon is going on.
Well, that's for myself. Yeah,
I've been bringing my iPad to watch basketball games.
When there's a Nintendo live stream, then it'll be on, or a Blizzard live stream. Yeah, BlizzCon.
Excellent.
Let's see. Krusty Lemon, what a name. Says, with Logan sounding like a smash hit, can we have Marvel movies that can retain humor but also have a deeper plot? I would love that. Yeah, Logan's getting just friggin' fantastic reviews. So, there could be, I'm sure there's comedy in it, but it also appears to be very dark. And
I can't wait for it.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
It's
really,
rated R.
Really, really excited. Marco says, "Did you guys collect any Marvel or DC trading cards back in the 90s?
Yes,
so
of course.
Particular favorite sets? Well,
the ones with the fucking space background.
Let me actually give you a peek into my comic book secret origin, because I don't think we've talked about this for probably 299 episodes. But I've mentioned this maybe once or twice through the years, but those are actually a major reason that I started reading comic books, especially more regularly. I was familiar with comic books because of the cartoons. One of the ones specifically being the Hanna-Barbera Fantastic Four cartoon that they would show reruns. The 60s cartoon, but they would show reruns in the early and mid-80s.
The ones where they didn't move?
Not those ones. Not the cutouts from the comics.
I was so angry when they posted those, because it was like they stopped playing all the cool cartoons and they started posting those Marvel. I was like, what the fuck is this shit?
No, this was actually the Hanna-Barbera Fantastic Four cartoon.
This is the one with Robbie?
Later. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Human Torch was in the early episodes.
He was?
Yeah, in the first series. Yeah, they brought Rob the Robot in later. Rob the Robot? Is that his name?
Is it Robbie?
Herbie.
That's my fault.
We were thinking Nintendo.
Herbie?
Rob's from...
Hey, my fault. My fault.
Rob is fucking Nintendo. We're talking about Nintendo earlier. I got Nintendo on the brain.
Yeah, fucking heaven.
Does anybody notice that Herbie?
Never. No one ever talks about it. Yeah, we've had a little Herbie stand here for 25 years.
People used to care. Not anymore.
But
I don't know who he is anymore now.
Yeah. But I collected sports cards. So before
you
comics,
fucking did. Why do you give me so much shit for sports shit? And you fucking collected sports cards back in my day.
Only white people, trust me. It was all Red Sox and Celtics.
Oh, okay.
And yeah. So
Celtics have black people.
It's a joke.
Robert Parrish, Dennis Scott.
It's the Bird, man, Larry Bird.
Those guys were on the team.
I know. It was a joke.
All right.
When you give me that look, it was a joke.
Yeah.
So I collected sports cards, and one of the things that I started to see in the sports card store were these comic book cards. I like Darkhawk was that 90?
Yeah,
maybe?
that was the
90 something.
The comic?
Yeah, the issue that I bought was like summer of 1990, I want to say. So. But at that point, I had bought some trading cards. I think Marvel had their first set out like maybe the year prior, 88, 89, and I had those. So that was a real early look into those. Into these characters. I got a lot of the Batman trading cards from the motion picture, the Tim Burton movie.
Oh yeah.
A lot of the Dick Tracy, all the Dick Tracy trading cards.
See, a lot of that stuff was for me.
Repurchased.
Yeah. I recently rebought an entire set.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
A lot of that stuff was Panini sticker albums for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, the boom happened, and I was buying the Marvel Masterworks or the Marvel Masterpiece, and I had all the Spider-Man sets, and I have a handful of them to this day.
A lot of people got into the X-Men sets, like the
X-Men sets,
one,
big, yeah.
I
basically kept all the New Warriors, and then tossed everything, and that's all I have now. I have like 35 random cards of various New Warriors.
I think in the process of being in the comic book industry, I've inherited at least 3 full sets of some trading card sets. Like, I have binders that just have them in it.
Yeah.
And people are like, can you sell this? I'm like, No. What can you do with it?
Nothing.
You can go on Pinterest and figure out how to cut this out and make a desk look really awesome.
I like them quite a bit. I especially like the stats in the back.
Yeah.
For me, it started actually with some kind of Uno game or some kind of weird card game that I had. And they had all the stats and heights and stuff on there also. I really like that one. They had a Heroes one.
Was that first Marvel game?
Well, I don't know what card game it was, but it was like a deck of cards, and they had a heroes one, and they had a villains one, and I really, really liked it. And actually, I would like copy drawing those characters based on those cards. And then when I came
Was that
here,
Marvel Versus?
no, I don't think so. That's like 20 years later after I had those cards. When I had them was like 89, 90, 91. Marvel Versus was like 2000, man.
What?
Yeah. Anyways, and then I came here, and then they, when the Gambit miniseries, the Deadpool miniseries, they had these cool trading cards with the space backgrounds. I fucking love that shit to death. So that's my favorite set.
Yeah. Brock,
Yeah.
anything? Just whatever.
I collected some, but the fad wore out fast.
Yeah.
I mean, if anything, I really like the Marvel Masterpiece ones.
Yeah.
Just because the Jusko art was amazing.
Yeah. That was always kind of one of the big those Jusko ones were expensive too.
Yeah.
Compared to the other ones.
Well, they were thick.
Yeah. All right, you got a couple more questions here. Let's power through these. Where was it? There we go. Ryan Hess. Good old Ryan Hess. Hope your Switch makes it to you. Asked, what comic book character has the best cape? The answer is Batman, and that would be if it's drawn by Kelly Jones. I love those 90s Kelly Jones covers where Batman's cape like wraps around the building. Like there's something, and he's got those long-ass ears. Something about those covers I absolutely love. But of course it's Batman. What do you mean? What's the question? Of course Batman is the best cape. The cape and cowl, man. You can't beat Batman. Who's got better?
I mean, Spawn's just a knockoff.
Don't say Spawn.
It's just a knockoff, though.
Yeah, exactly. Who's got a better cape than Batman? Nobody. Anyone?
Yeah,
Anyone?
There's nothing to say.
Batman, right?
There's nothing to say, man. You already said it. Time to move on. There's nothing to be said about this.
Alex asks, is the multiplicity arc in Superman the most disappointing thing in DC Rebirth? Absolutely not. You're a crazy man. We had the Superman and the Justice League Immortal? No, what are they called? The Justice League...
the multiverse Justice League?
Yeah, the Multiverse Justice League. That's a good way to put it. I forget what they're called. The Justice League Infinity? I think
the Justice League of the universe. Of the universe. Or
No.
Justice League something.
No, I think it's Infinity. I don't know. It's something like that. It's Justice League from Multiversity, so it's awesome. No, this multiplicity arc at Superman was great. You get Captain Carrot. You get all the Superman coming out and fighting Prophecy. I believe that was the new villain's name. It gives a short arc, but it's cool to see them all together. Plus, this character is going to be involved in some fashion in this Mr. Oz story going on in Action and Superman coming up because he was one of the ones captured at the end when they beat him. So, any opportunity to talk about the multiverse, any opportunity to have I can't remember the name of the ship, Morrison's ship from Final Crisis powered by music is just like the greatest thing. I love
You
it.
just want
to
to fly that thing and listen to Cure.
It doesn't matter what it is. Anything. I love any reason to have anything going on in Multiversity. I love that stuff. We have one last question. This is from Dominic. This is going to be the question to end this podcast, possibly forever.
Thank God it's not the question and all questions.
It is the question to end all questions, but possibly could be the question to end this podcast.
So we'll never make 300?
We will never will, because this is a question that, of course...
We're drawing the line at 299.
This is a question that is brought up often on the internet and has led to the downfall of civilization and has led to numerous deaths, and people can never come to an agreement on this, but we'll end it tonight on this podcast, and that is a hot dog a sandwich?
What?
Is a hot dog
You've
a sandwich?
done this question before.
Doesn't matter. I'm being asked, so we must answer again. Is a hot dog a sandwich? The answer is yes. Bread, dog, sandwich.
I don't care.
Sandwich.
It's skinny bread, dog.
Bread, meat, bread, sandwich, toppings. Hot dog a sandwich?
Who
Yes.
cares? Why is this even a question?
Can we get a better question?
Team yes. Team yes.
Can we get a better question?
That is the last question we have.
No. I want another question.
Lucas Johnson liked my tweet about Trevor's post with Bryce. Brock Sager liked my post to Ocularis and Willie Dills from the podcast. Why am I blanking on the name of the podcast now? From the instance, but from what's the Hearthstone podcast he does? I can't remember.
I don't even listen to it.
Toby says, can be honest, I just don't have time. I just don't have any recent recommendations for manga. # been out of the manga game for too long.
Yeah. You already said that one.
Funky Ty and Tim Pedersen retweeted.
Funky Ty.
Yeah, he's good. He retweeted my tweet. And,
fuck! He didn't ask a question.
About Donald Trump
This is all the questions, basically.
Exactly.
No
question about Donald Trump.
That's it. That's everything. That's it.
No
I mean,
questions.
I'm just
no emails, no
Willie
fucking,
Yarborough.
no Patreon.
Oh, you know what? Actually, maybe
Good job,
I
Toby.
do.
Good job.
Fucking, he never opens his email. Like,
This is true.
3 years later, you're like, I had all these questions I never answered.
I have my email open like 24/7. I go through my email all the time. But actually,
Sure.
I think we do have a
Just
Patreon.
not your chat, because
Bubba?
I ask you questions.
I actually think we do have a question from someone on Patreon. Thank you, Toby, for reminding
Hell
me.
yeah.
I forgot
That's
to bring
more
this up.
important than any other questions.
That is true. Patreon.com/comic-conspiracies.
They get priority.
Exactly. To write us a question if it's longer than 140 characters. This is from Bevins, or B. Evans. I'm assuming it's B.
Bevins.
Evans. But Bevins.
Does he like
Long-time
beverages?
listener. I've talked to this guy forever. He says, do you guys have any recommendations for comic adaptations of novels?
That's not me.
I
don't read no fucking novels.
I've been looking, comic versions of novels.
I know, but I wouldn't know if they're good or not.
I've been looking at Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, which was put out by Boom, I believe.
Is the Dark Tower stuff any good?
And I know the Dark Towers have been pretty good. I've also seen the Song of Ice and Fire comics and numerous versions of Shakespeare and Lovecraft. There's even some weird stuff like the 9/11 report. I have read almost none to none of comics based on a novel. I know there's like
Didn't go Harry Potter based on novels?
There's no Harry Potter comics.
There's none?
No.
I would figure it would be.
I know there's
Start a new business, Ryan Higgins.
There's a really popular book series that's getting a comic adaptation, Anno Dracula.
Okay.
I know that's coming up from Titan soon. I have some friends who read... God, I can't remember the name of the comic now. It's based on a book series. Kind of like a pulpy book, but I can't remember the name of it now. I'm just drawing a blank here. Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? No, the one from Boom, I did not read. I read the early Dark Tower books, but I never read the Dark Tower novels, so my knowledge...
Mitch likes the Dark Tower. He's read the Dark Tower series.
The early stuff...
He likes the Dark Tower stuff.
Yeah, the early stuff was very popular. I think the more recent stuff is not.
Would you say the Conan are based on books?
Yeah, sure. Mm-hmm. They absolutely are based on
the
books.
Song of Ice and Fire, Game of Thrones ones he's talking about were good. I've read a handful of the first...
They basically cover the whole
Yeah,
first.
they cover the
first book, right?
Yeah, the first book. Yeah.
I don't think
they've done anything else.
No, they didn't do anything past that. No, Toby, that's actually perfect. Yeah, Conan,
Yeah.
absolutely. The Kurt Busiek,
Especially the new stuff.
Kurt Busiek, Carrie Nord Dark Horse series, which is actually getting reissued fairly soon in a big cheap omnibus collection, like not hardcover, like the Usagi ones.
Yeah.
I believe it's that size.
Cool.
Those are absolutely based on the original Conan novels.
Yeah.
So that's a good one.
And they're supposedly really good, right?
Yeah.
Like really
I
good,
read-
like faithful to the material,
I've
or
read
semi-faithful.
Maybe 30, 40 issues or so.
Yeah.
I didn't stick with it past that, but
Yeah.
I didn't read any of the stuff in the last 5-6 years. But yeah.
Didn't they do Lord of the Rings ones years and years ago? Like long.
There was
ago?
a comic series based on The Hobbit, like back in the 80s. There was,
Yeah.
I think, more based on the cartoon.
Okay.
Yeah, and they've done lots of comics. There was the entire series of Classics Illustrated. And that goes back to the 50s at least, maybe even 40s. I can't remember when they started Classics Illustrated.
they would do almost like an entire book in one issue.
It is right. It is an entire book in one comic.
It's like the Cliff Note or the comic book version of Cliff Notes.
Yeah. Classics Illustrated is a very, very popular, long running series that's been reincarnated once or twice in the last 20 years. That is a comic adaptation of, a lot of times it's classic fairy tales, children's literature, but there are some legit, classic novels and Shakespeare and stuff.
They did Moby Dick, I think.
Yeah, right. All that type of stuff. It tends to be a little heavier based on the kids' stuff and the shorter stories, but there is a lot of long form comics that are long form
I know
novels.
the Vampire Lestat got done, but I never read them.
Yeah, Vampire Lestat. They did all the Anne Rice stuff based on the early novels. I think
Interview the Vampire Lestat and Queen of the Damned.
Yeah, innovation. It's like Innovation Comics. That's like mid-late 80s. That was a long time ago. Yeah, maybe very, very early 90s. But yeah, those are long out of print. I don't think any of that's collected. So I mean, there are definitely some. I would think Conan's great if that counts as a recommendation. I totally think that's worthwhile. Everything else, I don't have as much knowledge on. Oh, and the early Dark Tower stuff too. So that was good. All right, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up. Next week, $2.99. No, that's this week. $300 next week.
See, you screwed up. It's all right. You have to screw it up somehow.
We should have some guests. We should be talking Logan. Hopefully, we should have a lot of stuff to talk about. And we want to thank every single person that listens to this episode and all our previous episodes. Doesn't matter if you've listened to one or 299 or you've listened to every episode 10 times. Thank everyone. Thank you, everyone, for listening to this podcast. We couldn't do it without you guys, and we do it for you guys. It's fun for us, but if no one was listening, we probably wouldn't have done too many of them. But lots of people are, so we love doing this. We thanked all our good Patreon backers at the beginning of the episode, so we're going to go straight into the exit here. But patreon.com/comicconspiracy is where you can donate some money to us if you want to keep this podcast going. Help us pay for hosting, pay for some pizza before the podcast, or, which I don't do as often anymore because we're all fat, so we're trying to not eat as much pizza. But I owe Toby some food. I've been bad. I haven't bought him dinner in a while.
Oh, that's fine.
That's all right. Next time.
Just have to learn how to DoorDash better.
Gonna get here before 7:30. We're gonna wrap up comics.
It's called work, motherfucker.
Never heard of it. ComicConspiracyPodcast.com is where you can find this episode and all the previous episodes. Geekbox.net and iTunes as well. Please rate and review us and subscribe on iTunes. It helps people find this podcast. We always appreciate it. The Comic Conspiracy at Geekbox.net and the contact form on Geekbox.net is where you can send us some long-form emails. Do that, please. Digital.comicsconspiracy.biz is our digital storefront. You can buy books from us there, except when Amazon's down, like it was today, and Comixology was down for a good part of the day. So, I guess you couldn't read your digital comics then. In that case, you could subscribe to physical comic books through the store, which never goes out unless your house burns down or something like that.
And we do mail order.
Or you lose them in a flood. Right. 115-A East Fremont Ave, Sunnyvale, California, 94087. That's our address. Please stop and give us a visit, pick up some comics.
We do mail order, and it's, what is it, over...
We do free shipping in any order over $25. So if you have some comics you want, or if you want to set up a subscription, contact us, and we'll get you hooked up. ConspiratorBrock.com, that is Brock's blog and video pull list. It's where you can go listen to him open statues and talk about Loot Crate and comic books and everything. It's cool. Wanderers in the Fourth Dimension. Yeah, Wanderers in the Fourth Dimension podcast. That's Charlie's Doctor Who podcast. It should be on, I think a new episode comes out every week, so check that out. Etsy.com/shop/Leanne Hill Art. That is my wife, Leanne. That is her Etsy store. Go on there. Just search for Leanne Hill. You'll find it.
You're going to have to get a new Harley print. You sold one today.
Yeah. You sold the Star Wars print. So got a bunch of stuff going up. We're all on Twitter. Please add us and yell at us. Ryan Higgins, Ryan. Brock Sager. Larson Bryce is Bryce Larson. Toby XI is Toby. Insanity and Chaos, that's Charlie. Comics Con Store, that's the comic store. If you need help with any of those questions, ask us on that Facebook group, facebook.com/whatever, something. Look up Geekbox and Comic Conspiracy. That's, I don't know what the actual link is, but you'll find us. Send a request. Well, I do, because it's not open to the public, because otherwise we get a bunch of spam. Geekbox Comedy Button, Good Job, Brian. I'll Talk Podcast, Manga Machinations. Toby's been on the last two comedy Button.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I didn't even realize it was back to back.
You're on the last two Geekbox episodes. Him, and Bryce covered it a few weeks ago when people were out of town. This last week,
next week I'll be back because we'll own the Switch finally.
Yeah, maybe.
If they'll let me.
Yeah,
that episode was not a train wreck like the replacement episode of this.
They
one.
may have
great.
enough of me.
I treated the Geekbox with respect, unlike Ryan Scott, who ruined my podcast. We talked about the Nintendo Switch in our event in San Francisco that me and Toby went to, so if you want to check that out, geekbox.net or on iTunes, find this most recent episode 411, I believe.
And people should share on social media.
Can I rephrase that? If you want to hear the stories of me and Ryan going to heaven, you should listen to the last episode of Geekbox.
Yes. And that's it. Thank you guys, everyone, for listening, and we'll catch you next week.